Good afternoon. I want to uh, thank you for giving us the opportunity as Cocomasur to participate in this conference. There's such a little amount of time to tell you what's happening and what people are experiencing. I'm not going to be able to do this in 10 minutes, but what I tell you is going to be very important to give you an idea of how there's another way of seeing this conflict. Everyone thinks that from the negotiation table and from state public policies are going to come this resolution of the conflict. But in the work that we have done in the communities, we have had to look for solutions for our own problems and our own conflicts. So sometimes we want the negotiating tables to come to agreements and for the state to come up with public policies that will be the exact route to be able to reach peace. But we don't do what we need to do as citizens as part of this conflict. We do know that we all have responsibilities, and each one of us can contribute to this process. In this sense, I am going to be brief, telling you that in the black community of the South, in Cocomasur, we have been working on the peaceful resolution of conflicts relating to land since 2010. And we have started doing this because of an experience that was very difficult for us. We lodged complaints in various agencies at a moment that was very critical for us because we were trying to use forest resources in our development, and we were attacked by neighboring landowners who wanted to keep us out of those lands, and our legal representatives and other members of our group were threatened so that we wouldn't continue. We placed complaints, we looked for help, and we realized that by the time help comes, we could be dead or the worst things could happen in a community. So we realized that those who have to develop strategies are ourselves, and that those strategies are extremely important, that they can be an example for others to follow, and that organizations may be able to help us in our strategies. But it has to come from the initiative of the human beings in the communities that are being affected. And so we need to say we are going to look for the solutions for our problems. So when there's a will to do that, I think we can find solutions. Given that situation, we found on the path Mercy Corps, who helped us with some conflict resolution work on land issues. I personally am a displaced person from Decandé, but I returned at that time, and I kept doing what I had always done, working with the communities, and to try to see what opportunities we had in our place. Because when we went to the cities to live, when we were forced to live there, and we didn't find the solutions to our needs, and such difficult needs that we had when we were displaced, we had to try to go back. And so to go back, we had to have strategies. Land has a value for each person and a meaning for each person. For large investors and for landowners, it's money. For those of us who live from the land, it means food, it means survival, it's life. And so we each defend land depending on the meaning that we give to it. So what can we do so that in this land that we all want, regardless of what kind of meaning we ascribe to it, how can we make sure we can live and live in peace? And I think that we can with strategies for development where we dialogue and we respect each other's rights. However, this cannot happen in the midst of public policy and dialogue such as those happening in Havana. It has to happen through dialogue in our localities. We have to talk about dialogue with our neighbors, dialogue with each one of the people that live on the land. And we have made progress in this respect. What we have been able to achieve is to have peaceful resolution to intra-community problems with the support of Mercy Corps and with another organization that's helping us with gender issues. And we have made a great deal of progress. Women have been able to build strategies from our own strategies, from our daily lives, recovering our cultural identity and including our children and our young people in this process. And all of these activities that we have been involved in have yielded results. Today, we cannot say that we have resolved all the conflicts that we have, but at least we have been able to contribute to our community so that people can understand that we are united and that they can't attack us individually because we have reached consensus on the concept of the collective. And so the conflicts are resolved within our organization collectively. So I want to end by saying that I would like to invite the Colombian state through land restitution programs to begin a real restitution process where the communities are involved, where they begin to ask about the history of the land from the people who are living on the land. We are the ones who can say what has happened and what is occurring in each community. We also want to ask the Colombian state to apply the necessary sanctions to guarantee legal certainty in terms of the titling of the land. We know that ancestral lands, not just for indigenous people and Afro-Colombian people, but also other small farmers who have lived in these lands for generations and generations, that this ancestral connection to the land is extremely important. And so I think we can reach alliances in various territories that will allow us to make progress on resolving land conflicts. I want to invite the international community to be part of this process because we can't describe the characteristics of a particular land and to do all the work necessary if we don't have the resources necessary to do that. We want to thank those of you who have helped us so far. And we want to remind you that women have an extremely important role in terms of our connection to the land, because we know that land has a value that goes beyond money, and people own that and they defend that. And we defend that as women. So that's what I want to say today. And in these 12 minutes, I was not able to tell you all about Cocomasur, but you can find us on our website or on the Mercy Corps website as well. And you can learn about our peaceful resolution to conflicts there.